Hey everybody, this is Marq-Paul Rose. I wanted to share a concept with you that I call the grid. It's a practicing tool I use to chart my progress and to use the metronome in an interesting way, as well as to put limits on how much I put into my technical practicing. For the longest time, I've been so obsessed with technical exercises that I would just kind of spend all my time practicing technique. Just wanted to get better and better, as good as some of the best players out there. But come to find out, I was practicing. That's all I was doing. I wasn't spending any time on practicing my or recording or composing or doing all that kind of stuff. Not enough time anyway. So I wanted to create more balance. I created this thing called the grid. What it is you categorize your playing, your picking, into 5 different categories. And the first category would be considered infinity notes on a string. Basically, you separate the categories by how many notes you pick on each string. First one would be like an unlimited amount of notes. You don't really worry about counting. It's just a lot of notes. So I just call it infinity picking. So that would be like tremolo picking. Okay, so that would be like category 1. Category 2 would be 4 notes in the string, 1 for each finger on the hand. And that would be your chromatic stuff. And you'd have your 3 note per string stuff, which would be like your scales. And then you'd have 2 notes per string, which would be your pentatonic scales. And then you'd have 1 note per string, which would be like your sweep picking stuff. Okay, so what I did was each of these 5 categories, unlimited, infinity notes, 4 note, 3 note, 2 note, 1 note per string, per picks per string, per beat. Now, what I did was I take the metronome and I set it to really slow BPM, like 50 to start. If you're a beginner guitar player or something like that, you start really slow. And then every day you practice those exercises, you increase the metronome by 1. So 51, 52 for each day. And then sooner or later, as you know, of course, everything will get faster. But what I do in addition to that was I subdivide the beat. What that means is I take each note and I go slightly faster, one more note per beat than the one before. So for example, the first exercise would be 1 note per beat. And the next exercise would be 1.5 notes. And the next exercise would be like 2 notes, like 8th notes, and then 8th note triplets, 16th notes, quintuplets, 5 notes per beat, 6 notes per beat, 7 notes per beat, 8 notes per beat, stopping at 8 notes per beat for 30-second notes. So let me go give a demonstration of how this works. I'm going to turn my metronome on real quick. Get that playing in the background. Okay. So we'll get the metronome going, and starting off with just 1 note, 1 string, the category 1, the infinity notes on 1 string. Subdividing the beat, starting with quarter notes. This is 80 BPM, so let's go ahead and start off with 1. So, just 1 note per beat, nice and slow. It's 1.5 quarter note triplets. Okay, now we go to 8th notes, which is 2 notes per beat. Now I go to 3 notes per beat. Okay, now I go to 4 notes per beat. 5 notes per beat. 6 notes. 7 notes. 8 notes. Okay, so that would be one example of the infinity notes. You know, you practice that as long as you want. You practice that for each string, though. Mainly focusing on the right hand here, not worrying about the left hand. So practice that once for each string, and that's your category 1 practice. Now you can do other exercises with the left hand too, but the point is not changing any strings. That's category 1. Category 2, 4 notes per strings, you do your chromatic. Same thing. so on and so forth. You would just gradually increase one more pick each time, keeping the metronome the same, subdividing the beat one more time. You can do for scales or any kind of exercise you want. Again, category 1 would be infinity notes, not really changing strings with your right hand. The next one would be 4 notes per string, your chromatic type exercises. Okay, and then your scales. Okay, and then your pentatonics. And then again, going one more time. Let me go ahead and do the sweep picking just for another example. For me, sweep picking is difficult. I didn't really work on it for a long time, just kind of really starting getting into it now. So I'm going to go ahead and just go through the exercise for you one more time. With sweep picking, category 5, 1 note per string. Now, of course, with some sweeps, you don't really play. It's okay to play more than 1 note, but generally, you're developing the technique of 1 note per string with the sweep. So here's a small sweep, just like a G major sweep, starting with quarters. Ready? 1, 2. Okay, so let's do the chord note triplets. Eighth notes. Triplets. Sixteenths. And then you basically what you do is you wouldn't practice it for just that small snippet. You'd keep on going. You could actually do this exercise for hours, but you don't want to. What you want to do is once you get to the end, once you've practiced some technical exercise with the picking, and then you can also include legato playing, all that kind of stuff too, into the same exact idea, subdividing the beat, not moving the metronome, but 1 beat every day. Once you're done, you're done. That's it. No more technical exercises. You go on to something else. You develop your songwriting ideas, you're composing, you learn songs from other bands, anything else besides working on technical exercises. I find that a lot of guitarists, they really focus, especially me, on technical stuff and never really get around to getting really good at writing good songs or coming up with cool leads. You got to work on all that stuff. So after an hour or so, and once I've completed all the categories, I'm done. I can give myself permission to put the technical stuff aside and work on my other stuff. So that's the grid. If you want to see a text version of this, much more short text version of this, you can go to my website, at my blogging site. I put it on there. My Xanga site, www.xanga, which is xanga.com/MZEROQ. That's my blog. Of course, you can always check out the stuff if you on my MySpace, my website www.marqpaul.com, marq-paul.com. Always interested in hearing from other guitar players and see what you got going on, and I'd love to hear from you. Have a good day. Hope this helps, and God bless. See ya.